What is happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Racing on a Budget. Today we're going to put our Amazon clutch over there in our foxbody. $200 clutch kit with the flywheel. And yeah, hopefully we can get this pig back out on the road. So first things first, let me go change and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so now we're all changed. Next thing we got to do is throw it up on some jack stands and boom. She is up on the jack stands. She should be high enough for transmission to come out. We'll go ahead and close this door. Let's get to work. Let's get this transmission out. Put this clutch in. And yeah, take her back out and see how she rides. Alright, step one. Pretty sure everybody's seen T5 come out of a Mustang if you're, into Mustangs. But in case you're not, you gotta take off your shifter, take off your plate. Alright, once the trim panel comes off, then you're stuck with your shifter, right? So you got two bolts on it in. Go ahead and buzz them off. And if you don't have an electric impact, this is more or less a screwdriver, if you will, with an impact head. It's not very strong, but I'll show you the big boy whenever we get the transmission out. I do got air compressor, I do got impact and all that stuff, but my big electric one is way stronger than my air impact will ever be. So go ahead and buzz those two out, and then that's all you gotta do up top. Oh, that works. Alright, that's all you gotta do up top. Let's go to the underneath the car and we'll get working under there. Alright, up next we got the drive shaft. There's 4 of these bolts. Mine is an aluminum drive shaft, but we got 4 of these bolts. As you see, there are 12. So go ahead and bust out those 4 bolts, and then we'll pull out the drive shaft. And just like that, drive shaft is out. Now I got you here, I do want to talk about something. So fox bodies come with the 8.8. You'll see a lot of dudes all over the racing community get 8.8s, typically out of like Explorers or something like that, and put them into the car, especially like Mopar, right? A bodies. So the Mopar A bodies, there's not a lot options out there, except for the Dana 60 or the Chrysler 8 3/4. Now Dana 60s are kind of expensive. They came in big trucks, or like the A12 Super Bs, the Hemi cars. So those are super expensive. If you do get one out of a truck, then you got to cut it down, and there's just a whole lot that goes into it, right? You got to get your axles made and all that. So a lot of people would go get 8.8s out of like an Explorer, a V8 Explorer. One's got a longer tube, axle tube, and another one's got a shorter tube. So what they'll do is they'll cut down the longer tube to the exact same length as the shorter tube, and then just get an axle out of another one out of the short side, and then boom, you got a pretty strong rear end, typically with disc brakes if you get one out of an Explorer. That's a Mustang, so it did come with drum brakes. But 8.8s are not without their problems. So one of the big things you got to do is you got to weld the axle tubes, right? Typically those are just pressed in. Now whoever built this car originally, I'm assuming they made like quite a bit of power, because you see they put this brace in. Now it's not the way I would have done it. They do make kits that looks a little bit better, but this guy pretty much knew what he was doing. Those axle tubes ain't going nowhere, right? So she's braced. So if you do got a muscle car and you're trying to figure out a rear end solution, or you do say have a 10 bolt out of a GM, they're not exactly the strongest. So a good solution is, like I said, go find you an Explorer, go get that 8.8, weld in your axle tubes just like you would do on any other car, and then boom, you got a cheap rear end. Now anyway, back on subject. Now that we got the drive shaft out, then we go up here to the transmission and we can start working. Now, I am kind of afraid that sorry, my hand was right in the way. I am kind of afraid that I know I'm gonna have to remove the X pipe. I got that. But I also have a drive shaft loop. Hopefully I ain't gotta remove that. I mean, if I do, whatever, it only takes a few minutes, but I hate doing extra work. Oh, and another cool thing about this car, well, it's not really cool. So I live in Colorado, and certain counties do emissions testing. So right here is for your smog pump tube. We definitely need to get rid of that, especially if we're going to keep this car for a long time. If I don't sell it up here in Colorado, you know, hopefully, even if I do, hopefully a guy from a county that doesn't do testing buys it, so that won't really be a problem. But yeah, we got to get rid of that emission stuff. That's free horsepower. But all right, so next thing's next. Let's go ahead and take out this X pipe. So you got your bolts here, and then your bolts on this side. I know it's super close. That's as far out as I can zoom. And typically, you'll have stuff going up there to the headers. However, whoever put this exhaust on was kind enough to just have the pipe in right there with those clamps. So we're gonna go ahead and buzz those clamps off, and then we'll get to yanking out this transmission. All right, just like that, X pipe is out. Next thing we're gonna do is speedometer gear, and then we got some electrical connections up in here. And then yeah, we'll go ahead and loosen up the cross member bolts. There's only one on each side. Once that's done, we'll get our jack to support the transmission. We'll buzz out these 4 bolts up there, and that's it. But transmission comes right on out. And then after that, we'll get started on the bell housing. But yeah, we're getting there. All right, guys. So once you get your speedometer cable undone, 2 ways. You can either take out that bolt, pull that all the way out, or you can just disconnect it and pull this metal pin and slide it out. Got a few connectors up here on the sides. Can't see nothing because the light's not over there. But yeah, get those. All right, and then you got those 4 bolts. I just noticed that mine is missing the one up at the top, but I got the other 3. So I'm probably going to have to go pick up a bolt. I'm not going to drive around like that. That's probably why the transmission's been sputtering. I'm shaking, whatever. But yeah, you go ahead and buzz those out. Like I said, when you take out the cross member, I just took off the nuts. So I just put an impact on this, held that. It backs the bolt out. And then I take the nut off and then run the bolt back in. So I could take out all the bell housing bolts, not the bell housing, but the transmission to bell housing bolts. Take those out, and the transmission's still going to stay here. And then I can grab my jack, support it with the jack, run those bolts out, and then crawl underneath this transmission, bear hug it, and pull it out. I bet you that would be a sight for y'all if I could record it, but I can't. So you'll just have to see when it gets out, and then we'll go from there. Oh, the impact I was talking about earlier, the electric impact. So, excuse me, but yeah, that kind of put it right in front of the light. Not very smart. So this is a Cobalt, and it's bad. I don't know the specs on it. I've had it for about 3 years. I actually bought it to take out T5 out of one of the Mustangs that I used to have. The day I bought the car, I tore 3rd gear out of it. And then that's how I learned how strong T5s are, or how strong they're not. So if you can, I think I got this at the Home Depot or maybe Lowe's or whatever. It's like $240, but it's stronger than any air impact I have. It literally, I've never even really hardly used this thing to where it didn't do exactly what I wanted it to. This thing is a monster. So to make life easier for you, I suggest going to pick one up. Alright guys, we had to take a break because we got a package in for the Mustang. Let's open it up, see what's inside. Alright guys, found out what's inside. So this here is an acrylic enamel. It's called Firethorn Red Pearl. Yeah. Oh snap! Ain't gonna talk about that. So, it is off Amazon. This was $98 shipped. I think it advertised for like $69.99 or something, and $20 shipping because hazardous materials. But this weekend, as long as all the sanding goes smooth, it will be red. Now, I only bought a gallon, so we're gonna spray the exterior first, and then if we got enough, we'll spray the jams, which is completely backwards of what you should be doing. But once you know the rules, you can kind of break them. So we'll spray it red, see how it looks, and then we also got a surprise tomorrow. We're gonna go pick up some new wheels for him because I sold the bling bling wheels that were over there. Like I said, those wasn't really my thing. So we'll go pick up some wheels tomorrow. Meeting a guy up in Denver, and get those, and hopefully get those on the car pretty soon. And she's coming along. All right, let me clean this up. Even got some down there on the floor, and then we'll get back to pulling that transmission. I only got one more, and just like that, the transmission is out now. So what I did is, jacked it up. When I get all the bolts out, then jack it up a little bit, and I lay underneath it, take the jack out, and then slide it across my body. However, I didn't get the car up high enough on the jack stands, and I didn't take off the shifter, the actual base of the shifter, so it didn't come out. So I just turned it around. Now, one important thing here, guys: always wear safety glasses. I don't, and every single time I put a transmission in a car or take one out, I get transmission fluid in my eyes, and that shit sucks, I promise. So, and if you don't flush it right away, you could actually lose your eyesight. So don't be like me, make your own decisions, save your eyesight. Alright, so anyway, moving on. Once the transmission is out, all we're gonna do, sorry, gotta slide underneath here, guys. I got dirt in my eye right there. See? Safety glasses. Key. Alright. So there's supposed to be 2 bolts here on the back side, but they're not there. Yeah. So we're going to go to the front side, disconnect the starter, take off our clutch cable, and then there's the bell housing bolts all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 total bolts, and then the 2 that's on the front side up here. We'll take those out, and then alright guys, clutch, flywheel, flex, whatever, everything's out. I gotta change that pallet bearing and that rear main seal, because I don't know if you can see it, she's wet. And I believe that's the reason the clutch failed, is because rear main seal was leaking on it, heating up the clutch whenever I drove to South Carolina, because the clutch was good before that, but it's not good no more. So we'll go ahead and here in a second we'll look at that clutch, look at the flywheel. It doesn't really matter, I got a new flywheel. That one's going to be trash anyway, but I might save it, might be able to resurface it. But we'll change that pallet bearing, change that rear main seal, and we'll start through. Alright, so old clutch is out. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. I can't really even find what really failed. Sorry for the lighting in here. My garage lights, we're cramped, right? As you can see, all the cracks. I wouldn't reuse this flywheel. I mean, it's not bad. I've actually seen a lot worse. And you resurface it and it gets way better, and they're actually okay. But I already got one. Like I said, it came in the kit, so it'd be stupid for me not to put it on. Pressure plate, I don't really even see. It's got like little grooves in it that you can feel. I'm assuming it's really not that bad. And then this clutch, the actual disc, it's down a little bit, but it's not entirely bad. I was expecting a lot worse. Actually, this, you know, if I was in a bind, I would probably even throw this clutch back in. But I am not. So now it's got little spots there and there. So it still doesn't make me understand why it was slipping so bad. But anyway, I guess it really doesn't matter, because all that's going in the trash. We'll put that new one in. I'm just going to go ahead and clean up. Then I'm going to bust out that rear main seal and the pilot bearing. And then we'll go from there. Alright guys, one of the little tricks that I think I actually learned this off of YouTube. So, pilot bearing. I don't have a pilot bearing removal tool. What the hell did I just say? I don't have a pilot bearing removal tool. So, what you do is you load that bad boy up full of Vaseline or petroleum jelly, just like this. You can get it at the Dollar Tree, 99 cents, all day, every day. Load that bad boy up, and then I have this old extension, 3/8 drive, or 1/2-inch drive, I'm sorry, that the head actually broke off of Harbor Freight. So you put that bad boy in there, you take your BFC, and then you bang it on the end, and then the pilot bearings are going to pop right out. Now, because I don't really have an extra set of hands or a tripod or anything like that, I'm going to turn this off, I'm going to pop it out, and then I'll get right back with you. Alright guys, well, change of plans. So, found out I need some more parts, you know, because nothing can ever go right. So, we are going to the best speed shop in town. No, I'm just playing. We're going to O'Reilly's. They're the only ones that's got what I need in stock. When I get back, I'll show y'all what I found. And also, it turns out that I'm going to get a pilot bearing tool. Because, yeah, the petroleum jelly, I saw it on YouTube. It didn't work. I just wasted a whole thing. I mean, it's only $1. It's 99 cents. I'm not too messed up about it. But we're going to go get the right tool. Hopefully they'll rent us one. And, yeah, we'll try to get this done tonight. This whole darkness thing is really throwing me off. It is 6 o'clock at night. And it's dark. I'm not feeling that. That's going to be good for the racing scene, I guess. Plus, it's getting, you know, it's nice and cool. And along with coming cool, I need air in one of my tires. 27 pounds. Sweet. It's 29 degrees. But yeah, we will get this tool and this part, and then I'll show y'all what's going on with that. Alright guys, back here in the garage from the great speed shop of O'Reilly's. But get our pilot bearing remover, and we'll get under here, get this knocked out, start getting this new clutch in. I'm hoping to be done here in the next like 2 hours. So we'll bust it out, and I'll get back with you guys here in a minute. Alright, so got the pilot bearing removed. Already replaced the rear main. She's in there. It's not leaking. I did that actually before I even left. She's clean. So going back to the petroleum jelly trick that I saw on YouTube. I've always wanted to try it. That was the worst mistake ever. First of all, it didn't work. But let's just say it did work. It is a mess to clean up. I've been wiping on this for like 5 minutes, and I'm still pulling stuff out of here. That and jelly is what is all over the back right here. Like that's petroleum jelly. So do yourself a favor. I rented that. It was $68 out the door. I know this is a budget channel, but we're going to take it back. And we're going to get our full refund. That's how the rent system works. So We're gonna go ahead and bang this new one in. I gotta get out, grab the dead blow in this new bearing, bang it in, and then hopefully it doesn't take long to go back together. And then I was hoping to go out. There's a meet tonight, but I'm definitely not gonna be able to make that. They start in an hour, and yeah, I'm not going out. So hopefully we can get it out tomorrow and you know, cruise it around a little bit, breaking this clutch and whatnot. So yeah, enough talking, more working. Let's go. All right, so clutch, bearing, everything's back in. Still gotta do some clutch cable stuff. Starter's on. I'm getting ready to put the trans back up, but remember I told y'all I gotta go get a part. So it's not good. That's probably why my shifter was vibrating on D-cell, but we'll go ahead and pull this bearing returner off. We have a new bearing. I said O'Reilly's was the shit. There's the only one to have it in stock. Good for us. So we'll go ahead and throw this on, and then slide the transmission up there. Luckily for me, or luckily for y'all actually, it'll go by a lot faster for y'all. Matter of fact, the transmission will be in right about, and boom, transmission's in. So next thing we gotta do is finish putting up our drive shaft loop. I did have to take it out, unfortunately, and the other bolts, the head of the bolts, are in the car. Actually, we'll wait on that. We'll get all the rest of this buttoned up, and then we'll go up top after we get it on the ground while we're putting in the new fluid, and grab these and tighten them down. It's just spinning. My luck, correct? Alright, let's put this drive shaft in and the X pipe, and she'll be good to go. Just kidding, guys. So as I was about to get started again, my shelf decided it was going to fall. Those totes are kind of heavy, and yeah, it scared the shit out of me. I jumped up. Yeah, the only thing that saved it from falling was this toolbox. Pushed into that toolbox and held it. So after we get the, I think it's pretty sturdy. We'll let it ride till we get the car out of here. But yeah, that was a scary moment. All right, guys, I didn't really record the end of put everything back together, but I mean, if you took it apart, you can put it back together, right? So went ahead, get everything done. I haven't even cranked up the car yet, but I had to go put a new battery cable. The last one decided to break it in half without even being touched. It's weird. But let's go see if this clutch works. All right, guys, there we go. There's the Amazon $200 clutch experiment. Went ahead and took it around the block. The clutch chatters really bad, and it's super soft, which I figured it would be. It's a 6-puck. Super soft. And whenever you try to you know, let the clutch out, it starts grabbing. It chatters so hard, which I've had one do that before and it went away. It was just breaking in, I guess. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I got a mess to clean up, and also I gotta do something with that. Can't believe that happened, but yeah, I'll go ahead and get cleaning up, and then I'll holler at y'all later, and I'll take you out for a drive, and you can see how the clutch performs. Alright, y'all be easy. Peace.